What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Look, it's been a good conversation. The King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Touch of the Poet, and my man.
Son Solex.
Look here, this is part 5 of Confessions of a Man follow up. We about to bang this one out. Follow us on those platforms that we keep mentioning out there: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Follow our lives on Twitter, Daily Motion, YouTube, Facebook, and all that good stuff. Hit us up on that email, as Son Solex likes to say.
KINGANDEYE369 Again, that's King and I 369
So, yeah. Let's dive right back into it. Confessions of a Man, the follow-up.
Part 5, last chapter in this one.
Look here, man. But that's a trip talking about seeing the ex with the next man. I tell you, boy, I was a damn savage with it. I did not care. Man, I was in my, you left me for that? Watch me work. I was in my watch me work mind state, boy, for real. And I was going in. I didn't care. I really didn't care. Yeah, especially because I put it to you like this. When we was in Germany, I used to date this chick. Her name was Ebony. I forgot her last name. But she had was it? No, it wasn't Ebony. It was somebody else. I forgot her name. But either way, this one cat ended up smashing her. I was in my feelings so bad. And that was the first time that happened to me. And then, got out of high school, and in my early years, used to deal with nonsense like that and dealing with a chick, and either I stopped seeing her or she stopped seeing me, and the next man come in, and I'm looking at this like, yo, goddamn, I'm in my feelings. But then after a while, and I'll tell you, the thing that helped me was having female friends. If you have female friends that y'all real tight, just listen to them. Females spit game that you need, that you don't even know you need. Right. And the good thing about that is you will learn so damn much listening to females.
True.
And it's like, you don't even have to pull the information out. You just have just free flowing conversations, and you'll learn things, and that'll definitely help you. So yeah, but yeah, I was a new man slayer. Like, look, oh, you got a new man? I bet. Watch this.
Goddamn flag on the plate.
Boy, wait a minute. That's a foul. Nah, you ain't gonna look. Let me see if I still got it.
Yeah. The thing is, I never felt the need to go back. As far as again, the relationship in general, it was always, damn, I missed that cookie. I go thinking about all that crazy shit you used to do to me. Woo, man. But I don't know. It's kind of like when I saw my ex out with somebody else, it was always like, even if it was, where we had great sexual chemistry, it was more or less like, I wish you the best, shorty. I really do, because he just don't know what kind of hell he got on his hands. So you can definitely have that, and I wish y'all the best of luck. But if that dude only knew what the hell I knew.
Shit.
Good luck and good riddance.
I was getting my vulture on. Fuck that. Fuck that. Look, I'm telling you, I can be a cocky motherfucker. Woo, I can look here. Boy. Yeah.
So when your woman leaves you, why don't you fight for the relationship and try to win her back? And you don't want to end it after some time has passed.
Hmm. To answer that part,
Mhm.
for me, it's always been a pride thing. Um, because 9 times out of 10, if a woman leaves me, it's either because I fucked up, I didn't do anything to keep her, or um, I just let her go. Um, and my reasons for not fighting is a pride thing. That's something that I definitely got to work on, um, because you know, for me, it's like, oh well, I fucked up, I lost, I missed out, and I'll convince myself there's nothing I can do about it to get her back, or win her trust back, or whatever the case may be. So it's something that I've convinced myself to, and it's kind of like I've hardened myself to that, to where I don't want to say it's like I don't care, but it's like I convince myself that there's nothing I can do about it, and I just let it go, um, knowing damn well I want her back, or I'm gonna miss her, or whatever the case may be. Um, in some situations, I want I would like her to come to me and and let me know that it's not lost, because again, that pride thing. If I feel I fucked up, all right, I fucked up. If I feel I done anything wrong, um I'm just not going to go chasing after it, and again, that's on me.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't want to impose. So if she initiates it, then I convince myself that it's all not lost, and I can do something to win her back to whatever degree. That's how I handle that.
I'll say, for me, if a woman leaves, the younger me would try to convince her to come back.
Hmm.
Um, Me at this stage of my life, I just don't have it in me to talk about trying to run somebody down and to convince them that you love me
Mm.
when you clearly don't. If if it's already in your mindset that you don't want the relationship anymore, uh, if you are clearly showing me you don't love me anymore, then I'm just at that point where I'm like, you know what? As much as I love you,
Hmm.
I can't allow myself to convince someone to love me if it's not there.
Right.
And it's kind of like one of my friends, his grandmother told him that. He told me that. And it made so much sense because, again, when you have somebody, if you have to convince somebody that they love you, they don't love you.
True.
So,
And I'm not in the
especially,
business of convincing anybody that of that.
yeah, it shouldn't even be necessary, whether you male or female. Just let
Hmm.
that shit go.
Yeah.
Um, and again, in some ways, though, when it comes down to if a female leaves you, let's say, for example, you were the one who hurt her to the point where she felt like she was hurt that she needed to leave.
Hmm.
By you chasing her, you're actually gonna make the shit worse.
Mm.
Done that, been there, done that. Um, so sometimes it's best just to let her go.
Hmm.
And if she sees it in her heart or if he sees it in his heart that they want to come back, then that's when you can have the conversation.
Yeah.
But for me as a man, I'm just not gonna buy.
Mm. Yeah. I definitely get
Um,
that.
but I will say this: fighting for a relationship or want to bring somebody back after it is clearly over, it's kind of like you're kicking the goddamn relationship can down the road.
Yeah. To a degree.
Yeah, because you both have the understanding of this isn't what either one of us need right now.
Hmm.
Not saying that later on, once you both, grow and mature a little bit, that you can't, possibly make something work at that point.
Right.
But if you're in a situation where the pain is so goddamn great and your woman leaves you, whether you self-inflicted or didn't self-inflict, I just find it's easier just go and let it go.
Yeah. 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 Some things are not worth fighting for. I mean,
No, they're not.
I mean, again, if you've done something for her to leave you, I mean, it it's one of those things to where you have to really look at what you did to make her leave.
Right.
And if you feel it was a gross negligence on your part, you can't convince yourself that it's worth fighting for. That woman has to let you know that it's worth fighting for. She has to let you know that the door is still open for you to win her back.
Mm-hmm.
If that woman does not let you know that like directly, then that man is um just gonna look at it as I I can't fight for it. I fucked up. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Um there are some cases to where if the woman leaves and he doesn't fight for it, maybe he doesn't want the relationship anymore. Maybe what he did is because he doesn't want the relationship anymore and he's not going to fight for it. But at the end of the day, for a lot of men, if they don't feel like it's worth fighting for or that it's a losing battle, he ain't going to fight for it. I mean, he just has to feel comfortable that the fight is worth it, and that is going to be beneficial. No man wants to sit there and not many men want to sit there and fight for a relationship not that is not going to be repairing it is not going to be organic. Um, then you have also have, um, even after some time has passed, you still have to look at, is it worth going back into? Um, you know, a lot of people like to say, somebody's an ex for a reason. Um, a lot of people are exes for a reason, but depending on um, the reason will determine if it's worth revisiting or you just have to leave that shit alone. But you definitely have to dig down and look at the reason for that.
Right. I definitely say that. Um, is it because you know she isn't coming back or will take you back? Or just didn't want the relationship anymore? I think we just answered that part of it. So
Yeah, yeah, we did. We kind of did. But and again, you have to look at it. Again, a man is not going to fight for something like if he knows she ain't coming back or will take you back. What the fuck am I fighting for?
exactly.
Just to pacify you? Like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's even if a man doesn't feel like he's worth going out and doing that, this, that, and other, but he had to also take into consideration, if I fight for this woman, if I fight for that, am I fighting in vain? Like, I'd be damn if and that goes back to the romance stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be doing all of this shit just to get slapped in the face later on. Like, why would I go through all of that? If I fucked up or not, or if you just felt some kind of way one day and you left, if I think you ain't coming back or I think you don't want me no more, I'm not going out of my way to fight for it. I'm just gonna be like, all right, it is what it is. We just are not built to waste. A lot of us are not built to waste energy in poor ways. Like, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally like you say. If you put the relationship or hinder the relationship so much, when it comes down to your lady, uh, that you just put yourself in a situation you can never come back from. Meaning, like when a woman's fed up,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Hey, sound like a song.
Nothing. It's true. You know, it's in that R. Kelly song. When a woman's fed up, it's it's crazy how true that damn song is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've been there before. I've heard a female so bad that there was just nothing I could have done to reconcile or to make the damn relationship work. And again, this is back when I was younger and not as smart, but um, pain isn't an easy thing to get over,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have a female who take uh, that pain and put it, you know, in a bundle with her emotions. You can't convince her that everything's gonna be all right. You can't say I'm sorry enough times. You can't say,
Mm-hmm.
baby, I love you enough time. It's just if you've taken basically all the love she has for you and snatched it along with her damn soul, even if she comes back, it's never gonna be the same.
Mm.
Never. There's always gonna be that. Yeah, I may trust you, but I'm never gonna forget what you did to me, and that's always gonna play a role in her psyche.
Yeah.
Like even if you are doing, you know, what you say you're doing, that question is gonna pop in her head. Is he really doing what he say he's doing? So some
Yeah.
men, I think they just realize, I understand that it's probably best if I go ahead and let this relationship go, because the more I try to correct this situation, the worse I'm gonna make this female.
Mm. Yeah.
So I'd rather just go ahead and let her go so she can begin the healing process and move
Mm-hmm.
on with her life.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of females can't respect that. They like they want you to chase after them or expect you to chase after them for whatever reason, but
Right.
they don't respect the fact that, hey, I gotta let step back. I just have to because that's the right thing to do for that situation.
Yep.
So why is it after a breakup you have no problem moving on with the next chick so quickly, knowing you want her back?
It goes back to that old saying: the best way to get over a female is to get underneath another one, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you want them back, but you need something to ease the pain.
Mm,
Meaning, uh, you want to, you might not necessarily know how to get her back.
mm,
So instead of, you know, trying to come up with a way to get her back, let me just get something that's not
mm.
going to require so much effort and time and sacrifices, or however you want to put that. I mean,
Wow.
sex can be used for so many different things. It can be
Mm,
used for a form of pleasure, a form of forgetting, a form of revenge, a form of love making, being in love. I mean, it's just like a tool in your toolbox to a certain extent. Sometimes
mm,
you reach for that when there's nothing else you can do. Like, I know I can't fix it, so let me just go ahead and reach in here, get this other tool, meaning this next person,
mm,
work on my situation. But I don't know. I think that you want to, some men want to actually get their other person back, but it's just they know that they're gonna have to do the goddamn work, and they don't want to do the work.
mm.
That's my take on it.
That's an interesting way to look at that. That's an interesting way to look at that. I and I say that because back in my day, that's exactly how I used to feel. And that's exactly how I used to act. Um, After a breakup, I knew I wanted her back, or I knew the opportunity was still there to get her back. And instead of going back to get her or seeing if we could work it out,
Mm-hmm.
I would move on for that very reason. I would put myself in protection mode because either I was hurt or feeling some type of way about it. And to make me feel better, I would go out there and get a new chick because I would, even though I lost something, I conquered something else. So
Right.
that's why I did that. Um, and I personally found that the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else is not really effective, because you're not dealing with that situation. You're not getting the closure from that situation. All you're doing is putting it to the side and ignoring it.
Right.
Um, and then at the same time, that other person is not getting that closure either. So, and that kind of goes back to how do you handle the ex, seeing the ex with another person. So it's like that you broke up, you break up with this chick, and instead of getting that closure, you go off to the next chick. She's seeing you with the next chick, and she's feeling some type of way. She again, that goes back to her feeling like she's not good enough. Um,
Yep.
so you create that whole vicious cycle. Um, but I've learned that in a serious relationship, or whatever the case may be, um, I've learned to operate and look at it this way. If I break up with someone and I move on, for the most part, I've identified that we've had problems for quite some time. We have not been able to resolve those problems. Um, and either I or she or both of us have checked the fuck out. So if the breakup comes and if it's looked at as I've moved on to someone else quickly, it's not necessarily the case. You may look at, okay, oh, you just broke up with me and now you with another chick. Well, technically, me and you been broke up for a while. We just didn't let each other go. Um,
Right.
we weren't doing anything relationship wise. We weren't having sex. We weren't communicating. We wasn't exchanging feelings or anything like that. So it was dead. So me moving on and you thinking that I moved on quickly, it's like, no. And I tell people a lot. If you are paying attention to what's going on in your relationship every day, nothing should be a surprise. Nothing. So it's like if shit is shit and you recognize shit is shit, then you need to get your mindset saying this is shit and it's over. Not, oh, it's shit, but I'm just gonna hang on. No, 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 no. Because with each of my divorces, when I, talk to people about it, oh, you move on fast. It's like, no, I don't move on fast. No, it's not moving on fast. If you are present in your relationship every day, and you're paying attention to what's going on in your relationship and stop trying to push it to the side or whatever the case may be,
Right.
you know when it's time to quit. You know when it's time to move on. You may prolong it,
Mm.
but you know when it's time to move on. Um, and then the last thing I'll throw on that is it's kind of like when people are married and they cheat. Now, let's just say a person is married, they're cheating, their marriage ends, and they're with the person that they were cheating on their spouse with.
Right.
It's not that they moved on fast. The marriage been dead. That other person has been there. Now it's just okay for them to be with that person openly. Now everybody else can
Hmm.
see it. It's like you don't know what the hell was going on behind the scenes with all of that. All you
Yep.
see is, oh, you was with this person. Now the next month or whatever, you with somebody else. you wasn't there for my healing when I was going through all of this or whatever the hell was going on. You only see the outside, but hey, I didn't move on fast. I was paying attention to my relationship. So when I felt my relationship was over, I made it so that I didn't have to deal with the grief of that relationship ending. So I dealt with it while I was in it, so that when I got out of it, I was able to move on effectively because I healed myself. I worked through that grief through while I was there.
Right. I mean, there are so many aspects. I mean, we could go on and on about moving on from relationships, but I will say this for women who have gone through some of these scenarios that we discussed on this topic is, again, you can't allow any man to rip who you are out of you.
Yes.
Meaning, like, you really got to stay true to yourself. Yes, a man can hurt you, no doubt. A woman can hurt a man. That shit do happen too. But at the end of the day, you can't allow what someone else has done to you to change you to the point where you feel like, I want to go out and hurt someone else because I'm hurt.
Right.
You know, it is very true that hurt people hurt people. The one thing I will say though is, by these life experiences of going through, these bad relationships, you got to learn from those experiences. One, not take that into your next relationship. Two, all that baggage, it does you no good by bringing it into the next relationship.
None at all.
But you have to learn from those experiences and grow from those experiences.
Definitely, definitely.
Stop looking for the same type of person that just hurts you, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to be the same exact person, just in a different goddamn suit.
The whole day.
Yeah. So,
the whole day.
Again, to anyone who's listening to this conversation, we want you to email us. Tell us what you think.
Oh yeah.
Give us insight. Again, we don't start these conversations to hurt anyone or to offend anyone. We're just giving you our life experiences.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can actually learn something from those.
Yeah. Even if you don't learn something like directly from us, it'll make you think about, some of these topics that we bring up, especially something like this, because, although we the first time we had this conversation or episode, it wasn't as deep as this one was, because the questions weren't posed to us. But being that the specific questions were posed to us, we were able to definitely answer them in a manner that, hey, probably let women know what men are thinking, why they think certain ways, and how and why we handle certain situations the way that we do. It's not always that we're being spiteful or we're just being men, or this, that, and other. Nah, we are flawed. We deal with things as we were taught, or how we learn how to deal with them along the way.
Right.
We always have room to mature in these things. We and life leaves us the latitude to learn every day. And with that being said, life is all about learning. When you stop learning, you stop living.
True that.
When you know better, you do better. When you know how to handle certain things, you know how to work through certain things. It's all a learning process. But as men, we can't do this alone. No. We're not built to do it alone.
Damn sure can't. Right?
The things that we can do alone are specific to us being men, period. But as far as our interactions with women and relationships and stuff like that, we definitely need y'all to balance us out, because a group of men can't sit in a room together and make it concrete relationship law how to deal with certain situations. We need that interaction. We need that balance. If we don't have that balance, we have nothing.
True that. So with that being said, we want to thank you guys once again for tuning in to the King I Life podcast. You can find us on all of your podcast major platforms. Again, hit us up on kingandi369@gmail.com. And be on the lookout for that merch.
Oh yeah. And definitely look, stay tuned for the lives. We're going live on Facebook, YouTube. It's going to be, you're going to see it on, you're going to find it on Twitter. You're going to find it on Daily Motion. If we can get live on any of the platforms, we're going to do that. Just check us out, man, and subscribe to the podcast on whatever podcast platform that you're on so that you can stay up. Text us, inbox us, email us, give us feedback, give us topic suggestions. If you want to be a guest host, preferably a female, please hit us up. We got plenty of fellas that's ready to jump on these conversations, but we definitely want that female input. So
definitely.
That's all I got. Soul Touch of the Poet here, representing King and I Life podcast with my co-host.
Son Soul X, y'all check us out, man.
Check us out. Been rocking Miss Breezy and Sweat Artiste on our as our in and outs on these segments and episodes. So check them out. Go subscribe to them. Follow their music. Tell them that we sent you. They dope. They keeping it up. That's all I got, man.
For sure. So on the next time, in the meantime,
and we out, baby.